What's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is my channel. Now, this is going to be one of them breaking news segments that I love to do, and a little bit of commentary. My opinion mixed in. All right, so two main things. Well, actually, three main things I want to talk to you about. The first one is Hong Kong. It's a true story. Now, before I start, I ask you to subscribe, give this video, any of my videos you like, a thumbs up. I ask you to share it if you think it can help somebody. And I love your comments, so y'all been doing really good on the comments. All right. Sorry if my phone's moving around a little bit. I had to move the stand, and I'm gonna have to put it back together. Anyway, let's do this. First of all, let's talk about Hong Kong. Hong Kong customs, right? The customs. When you flying to Hong Kong or driving to Hong Kong, customs has to check you out, make sure you're not bringing in anything illegal. Well, in Hong Kong, the customs, they were getting ready to search a guy, and they saw something kind of weird on him. And this happened recently. So they end up doing their job, searching him, kind of x-raying him. And then they found out that this guy had smuggled 100 snakes in his pants. Now, you heard me right. 100 snakes. They got 100 snakes out of this guy's pants. He was smuggling it into China. Okay? And this was Hong Kong customs. So, personally, I don't do illegal stuff, but even if I was going to do illegal stuff, there's things below my waist, front and back. First, I don't want nothing biting it and going in the back. And I definitely don't want nothing biting or trying to go in the front of my lower half. Okay? This guy was smuggling 100 snakes. And yes, they all were alive. Yep. I tell you what, people are insane. They do anything for money. Anything. Sell the soul, whatever. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is an incident that happened down here in Pennsylvania. I know everybody heard about it. Dealing with Trump and someone trying to take him out. Now, please do not fill my comments with every single conspiracy theory that you have. Because trust me when I tell you, people have been telling me them regardless to the fact I didn't want to hear it. Okay? So, but if you don't know and you've been living on a rock, let me give you a little background. First of all, when I first moved into Pennsylvania, I lived in Butler. Okay? And let me explain Butler to you. I like Butler. It's a nice small town actually. Food is delicious, nice small restaurants. Actually very, very detailed and top notch beer establishments where you could some of the beer establishments you can get over 100 different types of beer. Okay, I mean very, very nice. And this was before the pandemic when I lived there. Okay, real live butcher markets. Where you can get fresh meat, you can see it, tell them how you want to trim, tell you don't want to trim, whatever. Really, really nice. Nevertheless, it is extremely, and I mean this, and nothing against the people there, because you have some really cool people there, but it is a extremely conservative city. Butler, Pennsylvania is extremely conservative, which is one of the reasons Trump was over there. You know, they raise funds and do speeches. Okay, and yes, like you have in most extremely conservative and just conservatives itself places, you have your fanatical right as well. You're fanatical conservative. If you don't know what a fanatical is, that's just basically someone that takes it way too far. And one way you know you're dealing with somebody who is fanatical because they're gonna always use the frame either my way or the highway or like that. Okay, that's someone who's fanatical. Okay, they don't know how to work with other people, how to compromise. They don't know how to do that. And even if they do, they don't want to do it, and they got away with not having to do it. Okay. Now that you understand Butler, now you understand why it was so shocking that incident happened in Butler. Okay. You probably wouldn't have been shocked if it happened in like New York. Okay. But yeah, and yes, I heard every single conspiracy theory there was so far, including Trump set that up so that he can get the symphony votes and push him into winning the election. Yeah, I heard them all. Okay. Now I can assure you, in my opinion, that it was not the CIA or FBI that did this to Trump. Okay? Because if the CIA or FBI want you dead or unalive, then you will be unalive. Okay? They usually have plan B, A, B, and C all in order to make sure they get their objective completed, if that's what they wanted. They didn't miss when it came to Robert Kennedy. The Kennedys, they did not miss when it came to Martin Luther King. They don't miss. Okay. And that doesn't mean that this young man wasn't a patsy. Okay. Manipulated into doing something. Okay. But Trump as well, he survived it. Okay. Uh, and me personally, I do not in any way, shape, or form condone violence, unnecessary violence, political violence. Okay? But I do think that some of it came from a type of energy that Trump and some of his followers have been promoting over the years, and especially when he was president. Okay? And even Canada, even today, Canada said the greatest worry about America is that we're going to have another civil war. Another civil war in America. And you know what? History repeats itself if you don't learn from it, so we may. Okay? But the fact is, Trump is well. He's healthy. I'm sure he's a little shooken up. Okay? Nevertheless, you look at some of his speeches or some of the stuff he said was a president. He bragged that he could um, walk downtown New York, shoot somebody, take their life. and not get prosecuted. Okay, like a dictator. And when you're making statements like that, and you respect people like Russia's leader, North Korea's leader, you know, people like that, dictators, and you're making statements like that, and your followers are going to believe what you say. Okay, and the fact is that a lot of his followers have been making radical statements. One of the head leaders and spokesmen for Project 2025 is what we're going to talk about, which is horrible. It takes away all the freedoms of America and puts you under a dictatorship, pretty much. If you read it, it's just Trump tried to distance himself from it, but nevertheless, he is part of it. Okay. And because those are his followers, those are the people that give him money and supporting him. Just like the Proud Boys, he gave them standing military orders. Okay, people forget that, and a lot of those organizations that feel like they're white supremacy have a tendency to be violent. Okay, and when you're pushing that energy, even if you believe in the Bible, if you believe in, if you think it's a philosophical book to help you understand what you shouldn't do, fact is, it even says in the Bible, those who live by the sword ends up getting taken out by the sword. Okay, so I hate to see anything like this. I hate to see that political violence. I hate to see people shooting up like that. And there's just so many people out there, it's my opinion, with mental issues, but they're not giving money to making more mental institutions to help them. Okay, they just try to throw them in a hospital who is not, hospitals are not equipped to handle mental patients. Okay, and they took them. I remember when they took all that funding away from all those mental hospitals, mental health, all that. I don't even know what they did with it, and they're still doing it. And more money, more mental institutions to help those get back to a normal state should be built with qualified, caring people working it. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to have more and more incidents, more than we can ever handle. All right. But yes, I do live in Pennsylvania, and I do know all about it. And I don't want to see anyone hurt. But you already know me. Those who know me, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. Um, and personally, I think both Biden and Trump are way too old. Okay, I don't think that they can handle what we're going to be dealing with in the next 4 years, starting in 2025. All right, and I should wrap to you all later. I can't wait to read your respectful comments. Be safe out there. Peace.